of civil war. The spaceships of the rebels, striking swift from base unseen, have gained the victory o'er the cruel galactic empire, now adrift. Amidst the battle, rebel spies prevailed, and stole the planets to a space station vast, whose powerful beams will later be unveiled, and crush a planet. 'Tis the Death Star blast. Pursued by agents sinister and cold, now Princess Leia to her home doth flee, delivering plans and a new hope they hold, of bringing freedom to the galaxy. In time so long ago begins our play, a star-crossed galaxy far, far away.
Now is the summer of our happiness made winter by this sudden fierce attack. Our ship is under siege, I know not how. Oh, hast thou heard? The main reactor fails. We shall most surely be destroyed by this. I'll warrant madness lies herein. We're doomed. The princess shall have no escape this time. I fear this battle doth portend the end of the rebellion. Oh, what misery!
Now watch, amazed, as swiftly through the door, the army of the Empire flies in, and as the troopers through the passage pour, they murder several dozen rebel men.
Pray, R2-D2, where art thou? At last, where hast thou been? I fear they come in this direction. Pray, what shall we do? My circuitry o'erloads, my mind's o'erthrown, and fear hath put its grip into my wires. We shall be sent unto that place I dread, the castle spice mines whence no droid returns, and there be blasted into who knows what. Anon, R2, where dost thou go? O prithee, patience, leave me not alone. Aye, even though I mock and injure thee, I'll surely die if e'er thou leavest me.
The Death Star plans we could not find herein, nor are they on the main computer, Lord. In short, they're not here, and there's an end.
Thou speakest well, my stormtrooper, and yet not well upon my ear the message falls. I turn to thee, thou rebel. I lift thy head above my own. Thou canst now choose to keep thy secrets locked, safe in that head, and therefore lose the life thou holdest dear. Or else to keep thy head and thus thy life. My patience runneth quickly out, much like the sands across the dunes of Tatooine. So tell me, else thou diest quick, where shall we find transmissions thou didst intercept? What hast thou done? Say with those plans.
My lord, my head and life I value certain 'tis, and yet to thee I must report we have not intercepted one transmission. This is a consular ship, and nothing more, on diplomatic mission.
Thou knave! With thy last breath hear thou this word. If this is but a consular ship, then where is the ambassador? Commander, prithee go. Rend thou this ship apart until the plans are found, and bring me any passengers. Upon thy life I want them brought alive. And so another dies by my own hand. This hand which now encased in blackness is. Oh, that the fingers of this wretched hand had not the pain of suffering ever known. But now my path is joined unto the dark, and wicked men, whose hands and fingers move to crush their foes, are now my company. So shall my fingers ever undertake to do more evil. I and this, my hand, shall do the Emperor's bidding evermore. And thus we see how fingers presage death, and hands become the instruments of fate.
Aye, there is one. My comrades, set for stun.
She shall be well. Go inform the dread. To Lord Vader we have caught a prisoner. And may Mos Eisley drinks flow soft and free when Vader grants rewards for work well done.
Hold! Thou art not permitted to go in. Deactivated thou shalt surely be. Thou shalt not label me a mindless brute philosopher. Nay, nay, thou overladen glob of grease. Thou imp, thou rubbish bucket fit for scrap. Thou blue and silver pile of bantha dung. Now come and get thee hence away, lest someone sees. What secret mission, and what plans? What dost thou talk about? I'll surely not get in. I'll warrant I'll regret this, so say I.
This golden droid has been a friend, 'tis true, and yet I wish to still his prating tongue. An imp, he calleth me? I'll be revenged, and merry pranks aplenty I shall play upon this pompous droid C-3PO. Yet not in language shall my pranks be done. Around both humans and the droids I must be seen to make such errant beeps and squeaks that they shall think me simple. Truly, though, although it sounds oblique I speak to them, I clearly see how I shall play my part, and how a vast rebellion shall succeed by the wits and wisdom of a simple droid. And to the planet's face, as straight as rod, the capsule takes the droids by power vast.
There strays another one.
Pray hold thy fire, for certain there are no life forms aboard. And truly what may be the chance that aught but life alone could fly within that pod? The rebels could not be so cunning bold to put the Death Star plans therein. If I were one to bet, I'd stake my life on it. All's well that endeth well, so say the wise, and so that pod shall live to land below.
'Tis but a jest, aye, surely we are mocked. For R2-D2, plainly canst thou see the damage looks but minor from below? Can thou be sure this pod is safe? Oh.
Darth Vader, only thou couldst be so bold. When first my ship was under siege, I knew 'twas thee who had the peaceful vessel sack. The Imperial Senate shall not stand for this. For when they hear thou hast attacked the ship on diplomatic mission...
Highness, peace. Be thou not so surprised. For well thou know'st a mercy mission this was not this time. Thine innocent appearance doth disguise a heart with revolution at its core. Aye, several transmissions were there beamed unto this ship by rebel spies. I want to know what happened to the plans they sent. And prithee, speak thou well, or speak thy last. For fairer necks than thine my hand hath crushed.
Thy idle threat is meaningless to me. My neck, my tongue, my mouth, these instruments of speech have not the power to relate that knowledge that thou seekst. For certain 'tis I nothing know of what thou ask of me, for I am but a member of the great Imperial Senate, bound for Alderaan on mission diplomatic.
Nay, thou liest. For thou art with the rebel alliance vile, and worse, a traitor. Take this one away. The blood and wires within me leap with fire, when all these traitorous words I must endure.
Lord, holding her is dangerous. If word of this is told, then sympathy may rise for the rebellion in the Senate's mind. So shall our power o'er all the universe be weakened by this wicked, cunning wretch. 'Tis like the tale my mother told me once, of bygone emperor whose reign was lost when putrid Ugnaughts rose against his throne. So hath my mother said, and I with her, a deathly blow oft comes from tiny fist, and greatest tree may fall by smallest axe.
Commander, peace, and trouble not thy mind with tales of old. The princess shall reveal her treachery when all's to do is done. The rebel spies are aptly traced to her, And now is she my only link to find the hidden rebel base.
I'll wager she will die ere she tells thee.
Leave that to me. Now go, be on thy way, and take this task. Send thou a signal of distress, and then inform the Senate all aboard were killed. So shall our presence here be hid from sight, and thus our swift attack shall not be known.
Lord Vader, sorry am I to report, there are no battle plans aboard this ship, and neither were transmissions made. There was but one escape pod jettisoned amid the fighting, but no life forms were aboard. For certain 'twas a harmless accident.
With purpose rank must she have quickly hid the plans in the escape pod.
Woman vile! Howe'er could she deceive my subtle mind? The plans in the escape pod, oh most rare!
Pray, cease thy speech, and mark ye what I say. Take thou a keen and swift detachment down, and bring me back the plans. Commander, go! See to the task thyself before the chime. There shall be none to stop our plan this time.
Mine uncle, thou shouldst know my mind. Methinks the R2 unit we have bought belike may have been stolen.
Thievery hath e'er been part and parcel of the Jawa's trade. But in thine utterance I sense there's more. So say, young Luke, why thinkest thou thereon?
Good uncle, well I know the Jawa's tricks, yet, as thou sayest, I mean something more. A stolen moment with those droids hath shown to me a reason they may stolen be. I did uncover a recording whilst I'd cleaned the R2 unit. He purports to be the property of someone known as Obi-Wan Kenobi. Thus, thought I, that he may stolen be. As to the name, this Obi-Wan Kenobi, wondered I if mayhap he meant Ben? Canst thou make sense?
Nay.
Yet, I wonder if this Obi-Wan perchance may be some kin to yonder Ben.
Fie! Shall that old man now haunt my home? That wizard is a damned scurvy man. Tomorrow shalt thou take the R2 droid to Anchorhead and have its memory erased, and so shall there be an end to it, for it belongeth only now to us.
Aye. Yet what if this Obi-Wan appears and lays his claim unto this R2 droid? What's stolen may be worth the looking for.
The looking shall not happen nor the find, for I believe this man doth not exist. Now shall I by a lie destroy the man, lest he be given a new life in Luke's young mind. The boy a keen imagination hath. This Obi-Wan hath not for ages walked within this universe. He is no more. 'Twas many moons ago the old man died. Aye, truly he hath met his end about that time so long ago when wars were fought, the time when men did battle to the grave, the time before the Empire ruled supreme, the time wherein thy father died as well.
Knew he my father?
Though I tell of men and wars and battles brave, still all he hears is that word father. Prithee, Luke, forget. Thy task is to prepare the droids for work tomorrow. In the morning shall they be upon the South Ridge, laboring with those condensers.
Aye, and I believe these droids shall serve us well. In troth, good uncle, now I must confess my mind is moved to think upon the pact twixt thee and me, and our agreement, namely that I shall stay here another season. Crops that grow in these harsh climes will surely grow sans me, and so, mine uncle, if these droids will satisfy, I wish my application to transmit unto the great academy this year.
Nay, Luke, an uncle's heart is breaking. Canst thou mean the next semester hence, before the harvest time?
Just so. Quite plentiful are droids.
But harvest time I need thee most. Wilt thou here in the desert yet desert? 'Tis only one more season. This year I shall make enough at harvest time to hire more hands to help. Then canst thou go next year to the academy. To pilot is a noble trade, my boy, but family is nobler still. I prithee, understand, I need thee, Luke.
'Tis one more year entire.
'Tis only one more season.
Aye, so saddest. Thou when my dear friends Biggs and Tank did leave. Now cracks a hopeful heart, when, by the land, a man's ambitions firmly grounded are. So shall a bird ne'er learn to fly or soar when wings are clipped by crops and roots and soil?
Pray whither fliest thou, Luke?
It seems, dear aunt, I nowhere go, nor flee, nor sail, nor fly. Instead, I must remain and clean those droids.
Oh, Owen, he cannot abide for aye with us. 'Tis true, his friends are mostly gone. It hath great meaning for our well-loved Luke. this bird would surely fly.
So promise I that I shall set all things all right, Baru. The bird shall fly indeed when time is ripe, and when the nest hath no more need of him.
But Owen, he hath not a farmer's heart. This apple falls quite near his father's tree.
'Tis true. And this, my dear, is what I fear.
Oh, I am fortune's fool, 'tis true, 'tis true. And gazing now upon the double sun of my home Tatooine, I know full well that elsewhere lies my destiny, not here. Although my uncle's will is that I stay, my heart within me bursts to think on it. For out among the spheres I wish to roam, adventures and rebellion stir my blood. Those oft-repeated words of my mate Biggs, I do believe that all the world's a star. Beyond that heavenly light I shall fly far.
Alas, my R2-D2, he hath flown, and all the while he beepeth on and on about his duty in the rebellion's cause. Oh, with what strength shall I be punished, when R2's treachery discovered is? So shall I hide myself behind this ship, in hopes I'll not be found by Master Luke.
C-3PO, I say, what dost thou there? And what games playest thou, O jolly droid?
I prithee, sir, be thou not cross with me. 'Twas through no fault of mine, in truth I swear. Pray let me not deactivated be. I asked him, and urged him not to go. With sighs and words aplenty plied I him, with many earnest pleadings made my cause, and yet he was to me as one made deaf. His metal ears, as 'twere, did seem to plug, as though no word of mine could penetrate and break upon his sense of hearing. Oh, I fear a cursed malfunction doth befall my dear and treasured R2 unit.
Nay.
Aye, verily. His mission is supreme, so saith he. He will not hindered be, nor from his wayward, stubborn purpose veer.
Now with these words young Luke doth quickly run beyond the shuttered doors with failing hope. And stepping out beneath the setting sun, he scans the vast horizon with his scope.
Sir, ever hath that R2 unit been a problem that hath vexed me through and through? Astromech droids have ever puzzled me, their minds have tempers mighty to behold, though all contained in frames of modest size.
Fie! How have I so easily been tricked? This R2 hath performed his greatest feat, to vanish, scope to wheels, into the air. Oh, blast it! Aye, and Phi and Phicos too!
Now he is angered. Peace, my master, peace. Good sir, forgive my impudence, but may we yet this e'en go out a-searching?
Nay, 'tis far too dangerous. The night is dark, but darker are the dreaded sand people, and darkest most of all their thievery. Thus, as the darkness waits for the light to dawn, so must we wait for morning to arrive.
O Luke, come hither! Swiftly come ye in. The time hath come to darken down the power.
Anon, good uncle, thy good word I'll heed. Oh, I shall taste the whips and scorns of my dear uncle's anger. So shall that small droid, though yet far gone, wreak havoc on my soul.
Aye, sir, 'tis true. Although the droid is skilled at laboring in service, most doth he excel at wearying the hearts of men.
And so a restless night doth pass within, while Luke doth ponder future punishment, and longs for his lost droid search to begin. C-3PO doth fear his banishment. At early morn with eager wills they rise, a shared endeavor binding them anew. The fast land speeder o'er the desert flies, they go to find the errant droid R2.
Good friend, take heed. The scanner doth report a droid ahead. Pray swiftly take us hence, belike our R2-D2 there awaits. Perhaps I'll yet escape my uncle's wrath.
While droid and man go racing across the sand, the Tusken Raiders watch the two pass by. Their banthas mounting, Gaffy sticks at hand. They heave into the air their warring cry.
Pray, whither goest thou, thou naughty droid?
Nay, Master Luke is now thy rightful owner. Learn obedience, aye, learn thou loyalty. Pray learn respect, and learn thou not to speak of Obi-Wan Kenobi. Speak not to me of mission, droid. I'll warrant happy thou shalt be if our new master doth not let thee know the blaster's deadly touch today.
Pray, patience, dear C-3PO. 'Tis well, but let us hence.
He doth report that creatures hither come, approaching stealthily from the southeast.
Sand people, hither, come and let us see. Unbidden doth adventures come, yet here I stand, prepared to rise and welcome fate. The twisting strand she threads we must but trail, for 'tis the wire that leadeth through life. Fate's hand hath placed me here on Tatooine, and now she beckons onward to the abyss. Now o'er adventure's great abyss I perch, above all time, above the universe, above the rim of chance and destiny. And Sister Fate doth dare me look in, and there, aye, there, I find my happiness. I peer therein, embrace my fate, and blink. Come, life, for I am ready now to live. I spy two banthas, yet no sand people. Wait, one doth appear unto me now.
With sudden viciousness the Tuscans come. They knock young Luke and cause the droid to fall. They seek to take a harshly pillaged some, till frightened by a false crate dragon call.
Now enter I the scene of this boy's life. This boy whom I have watched for many years hath grown into the man before me now. My hope I now entrust to him alone, that he might be our sure deliverance. And yet this situation warrants care. I must approach with caution as we speak, and meet his questions as a trusted guide. My inner joy I must with patience hide, for certain 'tis it gives me great delight to see him now, his face, his golden hair. So long have I watched o'er him from afar, so many hours and days of my life spent in hopeful expectation of this one. In his beginning I shall find my end. This business shall reveal my final stage. Yet in my closing scenes perhaps I'll write a worthy ending to my mortal days. 'Tis possible that in this gentle one, the dream I've long awaited shall come true. So I'll compose a final act that shall accomplish two most worthy ends, to set the world aright, and to save this old man's soul. Well met, my little one.
Almost I could my metal tongue release and speak to him. This man doth show sure signs of wisdom and experience.
Come hither, tiny friend. Be not afraid. Nay, prithee, fret thee not, for he shall make a full recovery. Rest easy, lad, for thou hast had a fall, and more adventure hast thou seen today than many in a lifetime do. I say thou catchest fortune's favor to survive a cruel attack from sand people most vile.
But by this light, 'tis Ben Kenobi here. It fills my heart with joy and soothes my pain to meet thee.
Aye, 'tis well. But let's go hence. The Juneland wasteland's no place for travellers is. Now prithee, good young Luke, say wherefore art thou here, and what strange errand bringeth thee herein where I am wont to dwell?
This droid? Aye, truly, he hath brought me here. It seemeth unto me that he doth search to find his former master, yet in all my days I ne'er have such devotion seen as this one showeth from a droid. Yet he claims that he belonged to a man named Obi-Wan Kenobi, and I thought, perchance the man some relative of yours may be? Dost thou know any by such name?
Oh, how the heart inside me breaks to hear that name I once was called so long ago. But happy fate that 'tis Luke's voice that calls. Aye, Obi-Wan Kenobi. Obi-Wan Kenobi. Oh, the name is like a song, yet whether glorious song of joy or else some dirge of bitter pain, I'm yet unsure. It is a name I have not heard for lo these many, many years, a long, long time.
My uncle knoweth. Obi-Wan I ken. He doth report to me the man is dead.
Oh, Owen, wretched knave, such base deceit, and yet I know full well why thou so spokest. Should I have acted different in thy place? But nay, the man takes not his final sleep. At least, unto this moment now, not yet.
Then knowest thou him?
Aye, verily I do. I know the man as if he were myself, for truly I he is. This Obi-Wan, dear Luke, 'tis I.
By heaven's light!
I have not heard this name, this Obi-Wan, since ere and thou thyself wert born.
Aye, then, I see this little droid is bound to thee.
I have no memory of owning such a droid as this. 'Tis curious indeed. Now mark thee these my words, we must repair indoors to scape a second cudgeling here. The Sand People do easily take flight, but soon they shall return with many more.
C-3PO!
Where am I? Have I ta'en an ill-timed step? In dreams have I seen visions of my death. 10,000 soldiers pranced upon my grave, and I, alone to face the murderous mass, could only weep at my untimely end.
Peace, peace, good droid. Thou art alive, fear not. Canst thou now stand? We quickly must depart before the Sand People attack us here, and strive to make thy dream reality.
Oh, whether dream or waking, I know not. But go thee hence, and save thyself, I pray. C-3PO by nightmare hath been slain.
This droid shall quickly stretch his welcome thin.
I shall not leave thee, droid. Thou speakest sans sense. Come, come, I bear thee up, so argue not.
What noble care he takes to soothe this droid. We must make haste or face them yet again. So hence, let us away into my den.
Nay, thou art sure misled, O wise one, for my father hath not fought in any wars. Full many evenings as I lay abed, such tales I heard of him, I never knew. A navigator on a freighter ship, which carried fragrant spices hence to yon my father was. He kneweth not of wars.
So hath thine uncle told thee. Marry, he did not agree with aught thou father told of his philosophy and brave ideals. Thine uncle, tethered to the land, did not believe thy father should become involved in matters of the stars and empires, nay. What shall I of the father tell the child? If gentle Luke knew all that's known to me, I'll warrant he'd not understand the rhyme and reason for my words. And yet, what is to lie? To tell the truth, all else be damned? Or else to tell, perhaps, a greater truth? Is it the truth to tell a boy each fact and thus deface his father's memory? Or have I spoken better truth to Luke when I about his father speak with pride? Aye, every child deserves a champion.
Hast thou done battle in the Clone Wars?
Aye, and once was I a Jedi Knight, the same as thy dear father.
Oh, how tears well up within me for the loss of that dear man, whom never I did know, nor do, nor will.
I tell thee truly, amongst the pilots he was ever the greatest in the galaxy. He also was a cunning warrior, and to the last was he a dear, dear friend. And now to play upon his natural sense of self-importance, so to draw him near to thoughts of Jedi training for himself. I hear thou art a pilot skilled as well. This calleth to my mind a gift I have for thee. Thy father hath desired that thou shouldest have this weapon when thou art wert of age. Thine uncle, though, would none of it, so feared he that thou might join with Obi-Wan upon a fool's crusade or devil's task, just as thy father hath when he was young.
Dear sir, if thou dost need me not, I shall shut down upon the present moment here.
Why speak'st here when 'tis my time to speak? These droids of protocol are e'er uncouth. Of etiquette they know but little troth.
Pray tell, what is it?
Thy father's light saber. It is the weapon of a Jedi Knight. If thou in thine own hand could hold a son, then thou wouldst know the power of this tool. Not merely random, neither awkward like a blaster. Nay, the lightsaber maintains a noble elegance, a Jedi's pride. 'Tis something for a civilized new age.
Now holdeth Luke the weapon in hand. And with a switch the flame explodes in blue. The noble light Luke's reverence doth command. That instant was a Jedi born anew.
Now doth the Force begin to work in him. For many generations, Jedis were the guarantors of justice, peace, and good within the old Republic. Ere the dark times came, and ere the Empire began to reign.
How hath my father died?
Oh, question apt. The story whole I'll not reveal to him, yet may he one day understand my drift, that from a certain point of view it may be said my answer is the honest truth. A Jedi named Darth Vader. I, a lad whom I had taught until he evil turned, did help the Empire hunt and then destroy the Jedi. Now the hardest words of all I'll utter here unto this innocent, with hope that one day he shall comprehend. He hath thy father murdered and betrayed, and now our Jedi nearly all extinct. Young Vader was seduced and taken by the dark side of the Force.
The Force?
The Force. The Force doth give a Jedi all his power, and 'tis a field of energy that doth surround and penetrate and bind all things together, here within our galaxy.
In hearing this wise man, I have almost my errand quite forgot. Now to my work.
And now, my little friend, shall I attempt to find out whence thou came, and to discern the reason wherefore thou hast left thy home, for lands unknown a mission to pursue.
He hath a message played.
Thus have I found.
Dear General Kenobi, many years ago thou served my noble father in the Clone Wars. Now he begs thee to come again and aid him in his struggle with the Empire. Sadly may I not be there with thee in person, my request to give. My ship of late hath fallen under siege, and thus my mission, bringing thee unto my cherished planet Alderaan, hath failed. Yet have I deep within the memory springs of this brave R2 unit stored the plans most vital for rebellion's victory. My father can retrieve the plans therein, but I must ask for thee to take the droid and bring him unto Alderaan with care. The desperate hour is now upon us. Please, I beg thee, sir, oh help me, Obi-Wan Kenobi, help. Thou art mine only help.
The message ends, and doth a silence fall. While Obi-Wan his duty contemplates, young Luke considers whether faith doth call. Aye, in this moment, destiny awaits.
The boy doth hear and hath the taste of fire new burning in his ears. Now shall I play the part of fuel and gently stroke that fire. Thou must be taught the Force if thou wouldst come away with me and go to Alderaan.
Nay, Alderaan? This man hath many charms, and now it seems to me that I have been these many hours under some great spell that he hath cast. Nay, I must hence back home. 'Tis late, and Uncle Owen shall be vexed if I do not return to him ere long.
Now it must be done, or all 'tis lost. I need all thy good help, Luke. So doth she for such adventures. I have grown too old.
Nay, I should not be involved, dear friend. Much work there is to be completed yet, and as the seers say true, a crop without its harvester is like a drewback sans its rider. Verily, I loathe the cruel and noisome empire, aye, yet nothing 'gainst it have I power to do at the present. Fie, 'tis all so far, far distant from this place.
Thus speaks thine uncle through thy lips, not thee.
Mine uncle? Oh, mine uncle, how shall I to him explain this matter? Tell me how.
Come now with me and learn the Force, dear Luke.
Now, am I split in twain by fate's sharp turns? Two paths. The one toward adventure leads, the other taketh me back to my home. I have for all my life longed to go hence, and now this Obi-Wan hath reason given why I should leave my Tatooine and fly unto the stars. Aye, he hath told me the powerful Force, and yet another force doth pull me home, the force of duty and responsibility. I would go hence, would fly today, and ne'er look back again, except Beru and Owen are my true and loyal family. 'Tis settled then. I stay on Tatooine until the time when I may leave with clear, unfettered soul. I shall take thee as far as Anchorhead. From there mayest thou find transport to where thou goest, aye, throughout the galaxy.
Thou must hold with thy conscience, it is true. Whatever thou thinkest right, thus thou shouldst do.